Hello, lovely language learners. MORKSENSEI here. In this series, I'm giving you strategies to prepare, study, and practice for the TOEIC Listening and Reading test. And today, we are tackling or attacking part 2 of the test, which is part of the 45-minute long listening section. This second part of the test includes questions and responses. Let's get started. In the question-response part of the test, there are 25 questions. For each one, you'll hear one question and then listen to 3 possible responses, and you have to choose the correct one. The responses are not printed. For example, are you going to the advertising meeting? A, it was about the new annual plan. B, yes, he saw the advertisement. C, no, I have too much to do. Here, the answer is C. No, I have too much to do. Answers A and B are incorrect because they don't answer the question. One of them tells the topic of the meeting but doesn't answer if the person is going. Answer B starts off with a clear yes or no, but it's in the wrong verb tense, uses a similar word, advertising, to distract you, and again does not answer the question. C is the only possible answer. Just like the previous video, I'm going to give you 4 main tips for the question-response section of this test. 1, think about the meaning of factual questions. 2, become familiar with different ways of answering direct questions as well as similar sounding words. 3, become familiar with time and location structures. And 4, become familiar with the language used in offers, requests, and opinions. So let's get started with tip 1. Think about the meaning of factual questions. To do this, you have to listen carefully for the 5 W's we use to ask questions: who, what, when, where, why, and the H question, how. Then listen for the answer choice that matches who, what, where, when, why, or how. Be careful, however, as 2 answers are designed to distract you from the correct choice. Here are 3 common distractors you might hear. First is an answer choice that includes the same word with an unrelated meaning.
How can I book a meeting room? Which book are you reading?
The word book is used in the question and the answer choice, but the meaning of the word is different. Also, one is a noun and the other a verb. Another type of distractor is an answer choice with a related subject that doesn't answer the question. For example,
they've reduced the price of the flights. I don't think we met at the airport.
Both the question and the distractor are talking about air travel, but the distractor does not answer the question. A final type of distractor is an answer choice that distracts you with a similar sounding word which has a different or unrelated meaning. Here's an example.
Would you mind waiting until the officer can see you? I don't normally weigh myself.
Here the words waiting and weigh sound similar and the meaning is unrelated. Bonus tactic 1. Often the question and answer in this section might use different verb tenses and still be a good match. For example, an answer to
"Did you clean the dishes after dinner?"
might be,
"No, I'll do them in the morning."
The answer is in the future tense and not the past, but it still answers the question appropriately. Bonus tactic 2. The focus in part 2 of the TOEIC test is on meaning. Listen for key verbs, nouns, or question words to help you avoid distractors and find the correct answer choice. Do a lot of practice tests in this section to help you learn to avoid common distractors. Okay, now that you're ready to think about the meaning of factual questions, let's move on to tip 2, which is to become familiar with different ways of answering direct questions, as well as similar sounding words. TOEIC test answers in part 2 tend not to directly answer questions using standard language patterns you typically learn in English classes. In fact, you will rarely hear a correct answer that uses the same grammar pattern as that which is used in the question. Listen for answers that indirectly answer the question. For example, to answer the question,
"Did you eat a lot of sushi when you were in Japan?"
you might hear,
"Actually, I'm not a big fan of raw fish."
rather than, no, I didn't eat any sushi. The correct answers to questions will not usually answer with yes, no, or don't know, although sometimes they will. They'll often use a different verb tense. Here are some more examples. Did Professor Owens come to the presentation?
Unfortunately, he's still on vacation.
Did she say when she would be free to talk?
Sorry, I forgot to ask her.
Do you think she would mind if Sarah came too?
You should probably ask him first.
Could you help me prepare for the meeting?
Bob set up the room an hour ago, so there's nothing more to do.
All of these answers are correct possible choices. Did you notice that they don't answer using yes or no? Some of the answers also use different words and/or different verb tenses. Here again, you ultimately must focus on meaning. The same similar sounding words are often used in some answer choices to distract you. Let's listen to this example. Are you going to the party tonight? A.
Yes, it's tonight.
B.
No, he's departing tomorrow.
C.
I haven't decided yet.
The answer can only be C. Answers A and B do not answer the question. Moreover, they contain the same or similar sounding words. The word tonight is repeated in answer choice A, and in answer choice B, the word departing sounds a bit like party. Also, departing in answer B has a similar meaning to going in the question. Clearly, if you don't understand some parts of the test item, you might easily choose the wrong answer. Let's listen to one more example. Did she hand in the report yet? A.
She's already reported it.
B.
She put it on your desk yesterday.
C.
She thought it was very handy.
B is the correct answer. In answer choice A, reported has a similar sounding word to report in the question, but actually it's a verb, not a noun, and has a different meaning. Similarly, the word handy in question choice C sounds like part of the phrase hand in the question, but also has a different meaning. Note that the correct answer doesn't repeat any of the words and doesn't even start with yes. Bonus tactic 3. Your short-term memory is important. Repeat each response in your head while listening and check if it answers the question. Ignore it if it has distractors. All right, now let's move on to tip 3, becoming familiar with time and location structures. Questions about time and location are common in the TOEIC test, so it's a good idea to become familiar with the types of questions and answer choices you get in this part of the test. Questions asking where or for directions are the first type you'll see. Examples of answer choices are:
It's in the Newton building, on the second floor. Go down the hall, turn left, and it's just across from the cafeteria. It's in the refrigerator behind the vegetables.
Take notice of underlined words here. These are called marker words, and they indicate or show the time or location. It's a good idea to become familiar with common prepositions and other words used as marker words, because these often appear on the TOEIC test. Questions asking how long are the second type. Example answer choices are:
I've had this pain in my knee for about 6 days. She's been working in the admissions office for several months now. They've been waiting in line since 9 a.m. this morning.
A third type of question you'll get is when questions. Example answer choices are:
We'll be finished in March next year. The package was delivered 2 hours ago. The meeting is on Wednesday, the 23rd at 4 p.m.
Bonus tactic 4. Although most of the time you'll hear marker words in the answer choices, some answer choices might not have obvious marker words. Listen for these and decide what kind of question they could answer. Examples are
Manchester. It could take all night. He hasn't signed in yet. Sorry, but I'm not from around here. Costa Rica again! I can't wait! It's supposed to arrive tomorrow.
Bonus tactic 5. Questions about location usually involve the word where, but other words can be used when asking for directions for a place. When questions usually involve the phrases how long, or when, or what time. Okay, let's go through a few examples. Try to choose the correct answer choice before I tell you the answer. Also think about the type of question I ask. Is it a where question, a directions question, a when question, or a how long question? Excuse me, can you tell me where I can find the stairs? A.
Go out this door and walk around the corner.
B.
They're away on business.
C.
It's not polite to stare.
When did she cancel the order? A.
Back in April, I think.
B.
No, she wasn't ordered to do it.
C.
He thinks she has to cancel it.
How long did he have to wait? A.
Yes, it was quite long.
B.
He was waiting for her on Monday.
C.
Not as long as he thought.
Let's move on to my last tip for part 2 now, which is to become familiar with the language used in offers, requests, and opinions. Social interactions, including offers, requests, and opinions, are also a common feature in part 2, so it's a good idea to be aware of the language commonly used in these situations. Common offers in this section include questions that start with would you like, do you need, can I, may I, is there anything I can, would you care for. Requests might start with could you, can you, would you mind if I, may I, can I, could I. Opinions include forms such as how was, what do you think about, what's your opinion of, what would you say is, or what would you say are. Here are some examples with some possible correct answer choices. Offers. Would you like me to call you a taxi?
No, it's not far. Thanks.
Or,
Actually, I already called one.
do you need any help preparing the classroom?
Actually, it's already done.
Or,
Yeah. Could you erase the whiteboard?
can I get you a drink while you're waiting?
Sure, a coffee would be nice.
Or,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
requests. Can I book a room for Saturday the 4th?
Sorry, we are fully booked that night.
Or,
Sure, may I have your name?
would you mind telling me how this works?
Not at all. It's pretty easy, actually.
Or,
I'm sorry, I have no idea.
could I borrow your pen for a second?
Sure, here you are.
Or,
Okay, you can give it back to me after class.
opinions. What do you think about the changes to the proposal?
Honestly, I'm certain a lot of people will be upset.
Or,
To tell you the truth, the changes seem pretty good to me.
what's your opinion on our new teacher?
Good. She seems friendly and experienced.
Or,
To be honest, I don't know yet.
what would you say is the best way to increase sales?
I think we need to lower our prices.
Or,
I believe we should increase our marketing efforts.
all right, my lovelies, we are just about at the end here. In this video, you have learned that you need to think about the meaning of factual questions, become familiar with different ways of answering direct questions, as well as similar sounding words. You also learned the importance of knowing time and location structures, as well as language used in offers, requests, and opinions. A quick reminder of some tips I covered: listen for keywords and focus on meaning. Don't expect the form of the answer to be the same as that of the question. Listen for common distractors. Be careful of the same or similar sounding words with different meanings. Note that the verb tenses may be different. Don't always expect yes/no answers. Best of luck to you in your TOEIC practice sessions. The more you practice, the less luck you'll need during the actual test. Please subscribe and click the notification bell below if you want more, and click the thumbs up icon if you liked this video. I'll see you in the next one of this series, which is part 3, Conversations. Bye-bye.